Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson, and I'm channeling the man in the moon. Today, I'm going to take a look at things like Putin and maybe a little bit more. So a few of you have asked about what I offer on my website. There is a hypnosis session. This is a little bit different than quantum healing because you are not allowed to do quantum healing online. I have combined various practices of quantum healing, BQH, and my own shamanic work. You can find that on my website if you look at services offered. I'm also really enjoying teaching people how to channel. If you take these courses where I teach channeling, they're basically a way to safely be introduced to your guide. So take a look and send me any questions if you have them. Let's take a look at Trump. Sorry, Putin. It's almost the same thing. I think there's something important in that mistake that I just made too. There's one portion, I think, of Trump that everybody's revisiting because of his connections to Putin. Many of us already were aware of them, but conservatives, Republicans were not necessarily acknowledging what was going on there. This is very important to talk about. Let's see, though, if I can clear all that out. So what's Putin going to do? It's not entirely clear what he's going to do. I see a road, but it's foggy. He's very much looking around him to see what's going to happen next. So he's looking all directions. So I don't think Putin knows what he wants to do, but he looks very, Putin looks very much concerned about what's going on in different directions. He is waiting to some degree to see which way the wind blows. He's looking around, looking around. He has more concern for the oligarchs than one might think. He is a little bit concerned about what they might do. That's really interesting image. He's holding his nose, getting ready to press a button, but he's not sure if he's going to press it. He's probably going to do it, but he's still uncertain about it. If there were a way for him to get out of this situation, he would take it, but he does not see a way out. He's really close to pressing that button. And I say pressing that button, I mean, that just feels to me like the invasion. He still may change his mind. I think it's very important to him how Ukraine reacts. So if Ukraine reacts strongly, he will he will have second thoughts. He's already having them. He's still not certain how to get out of the situation. Okay, this is a very interesting image. Putin's walking down the aisle with a really young bride. And when I say young, I mean illegally young. She gets to the altar with him and she turns to him and she says, "No way, I'm not your wife," and leaves. And the whole body of people is laughing at him like he couldn't even manage a little girl. So that's what motivates him, is this sort of personal humiliation. He's looking very frustrated. So is he going to invade? It's funny because he says yes and no. Wonder if the invasion might be somewhat limited. So once again, is he going to invade? He basically already has invaded, right? He's already there are already incursions into that nation. They're just look like separatists. So he has invaded. He might stop there or just annex that one portion of the country or something of that nature. It's almost like a yes and a no. So yeah, I think that he will invade, but maybe not take the entire country. He will just take the separatist regions. That will be a sort of compromise victory, right? It might stave off the wrath of all the European nations to Crimea, and it all worked out fairly well for him ultimately. He just helped get rid of Hillary Clinton and make sure he had a lapdog president in Donald Trump. So there's two important points here. The first one is that relationship with Donald Trump and what all of this means. This is sort of a greater picture of he is doing Putin right now is doing Biden a favor. He's unifying people against Putin. So Biden's actually looking pretty good right now. Let's just find out what Biden's going to do. Yeah, Biden actually has more power than anybody really realizes. He's gathering his own support. The he has a great diplomatic powers, and he has economic powers to change things for Russia. And I think there will be some kind of limited military response. I see a few sort of minor things going on for Biden. And it might be just the Ukrainians taking care of business themselves. So what are you going to do, Biden? Right now, Biden has a lot of different options. So one thing about Biden's position is he has many choices, more than Putin has. What's he going to do? He's going to shore up political support. The more Putin rattles, the more that Biden gains support from the Europeans, from Britain, from the world. The more Putin looks like a bad character, the better it is for him. It's also better politically at home because those who are opposing Biden now look like traitors to the nation. So there's one point too is, Trump, what was he doing with Putin? I get they absolutely had a deal. There was an agreement, but it slipped away. Yeah, Trump was completely on the Russian side. These people, they don't care anything about sovereignty or freedom. They care about money and power, and that's what it was really about. It was completely craven. This has very important implications for the politicians in our government, especially Republicans, because they really were on the side of our sworn enemy. They really were on the side that interrupted our democracy. All of those people are feeling bad. They're looking bad. There are the same people who were around when Russia was the big enemy, and to be American was to oppose Russia. Well, now they wound up on Russia's side. Yeah, they're looking, I'm seeing lots of senators kind of looking dejected. And they're looking forward to the history where people were revealed that they sold out, that they were on the wrong side on every level. They were un-American on every level. This will have a greater impact than we realize right now. And this is in some ways the way, in some ways, this does make the situation very good for the center left, which is what I'm going to call Biden's people. It's manna from heaven for them, because finally the reality of the political situation on the planet, the reality that is they're undermining democracy, is starting to become very, very important. Our nation cannot continue if it is at war with itself. There will be more response, physical response than we think. I do see a few rockets. I think that Biden may take this further than he is admitting right now. I see him sending off rockets. There will be important implications when people start getting killed, start getting hurt. The American support will increase for this particular war. This is the beginning of something that's going to last a bit more time than we think, maybe even a couple of years. And with each day, greater support grows for the Ukraine. There are countries around like Poland, whose sovereignty is also at stake. Yeah, I see certain bombs going off. They look pretty conventional. They look very local. Yeah, don't underestimate Ukraine's ability to get back their power. I see their president, who is actually looking at least neutral. He doesn't look like he's losing. He looks like he's still calculating to win. I don't see a victory for Zelensky, I think is his name. I don't see an immediate victory, but he is looking like he's growing in power. What else can we know about this situation in Russia and in Ukraine? Biden may not have any choice but to send in at least covert military operations. And I think he wants to do so. He's waiting for the United States to have the political will to do this. If Russia invades, they may get closer to a political will. I don't know if it'll be an all-out ground war, but there will be some advice, some help. In what I'm getting is an ongoing, continuous, almost like Afghanistan-like battle in the Ukraine, which may not suit Putin very well. I think that there will be a strong enough reaction to what Putin does that there may be so many consequences to him that things totally change in Russia. This may be a bellwether to change rather than just an invasion. The silver lining might be that things will change in those countries like Belarus and Russia and Ukraine. Thanks so much for watching.